more news coming in from troubled EdTech giant Byju's, where the CEO Arjun Mohan, who came into power just about 6 months ago, has now resigned. At least that is what sources are telling various newspapers and media outlets at this point. Byju Raveendran will likely replace Arjun Mohan as the next CEO. He will likely come back as the CEO. What's really happening here, Kartik? We know that the crisis has been deepening now for a while. Delays in salaries, ongoing battles with investors on various fronts, and now Arjun Mohan, a confidant of Byju Raveendran, has resigned.
Absolutely, and I think you're absolutely right when you use the word confidant, because Arjun Mohan has pretty much been central to Byju's inception as an EdTech, central to the whole growth that Byju's had seen right up until maybe 2020, 2021, when he actually decided to step out of the Byju's journey and go ahead and join a form competition, not a direct competition, in Ronnie Screwvala-led Upgrad. So, and then, of course, when things started going south for Byju's, he came back to the mother company that, so to speak, and replaced Mrinal Mohit as the CEO. So last 6 months at Byju's have been turbulent, and they have been, fairly stark when it comes to some of the key management decisions which have been taken. And among those, the hopes were that Arjun Mohan, who understands the DNA of the company, who has seen the company sort of, shoot up to $20 billion plus valuations, will be able to restructure the company in a way that it is able to alleviate some of the problems it is facing. And these problems are fairly huge, key among them being cash flow. And the idea was that Arjun Mohan would be the person who will come, who's going to get the cost structure in control, which he did for about 6 months. And enough and more people have been sacked.
Cost cutting
in terms of letting go of
leases of various headquarters,
offices
as
have
well as
been
offices
closed.
of Byju's.
Absolutely right. Returning to work from home for employees, and overall, I think just cutting down on slack in the company like crazy. And that has been something that Arjun Mohan has done and was meant to do. But this move is fairly sudden. In fact, so I'm connected to Arjun Mohan on a social media platform. And as recent as last week, in fact, I had asked him, I had noticed the fact that he's not using CEO Byju's anymore on his profile. And, and that obviously led to certain questions. But the larger point here being that this is somebody who was very close to Byju Raveendran right from the early days. In fact, along with his own education at an Indian Institute of Management, and soon thereafter when he joined, Tata Group as part of his management training days, he would come back on weekends and take classes. He would pretty much, lead from the front when it came to anything from pretty much taking care of operations along with Byju Raveendran's brother Riju, or even the marketing strategy that Divya Gokulnath was largely leading, and taking classes, really educating people. And this entire pivot that Byju's made from physical education, classroom education, to digital was pretty much Arjun Mohan's idea. And this is something he's written extensively about in his book, Educating a Billion Indians. And the idea really was that he went, as part of his early days with Tata as a management trainee, he would go to villages, and in those villages, he would just pop open his laptop and show certain videos. And those videos would really pick the interest of students as opposed to classroom lectures. And that pretty much led to the evolution of Byju's as an EdTech player and not just as a classroom education player. Now, the entire transition from there to tablets and to online courses and multiple other, aspects that Byju's undertook as part of its growth journey, Arjun Mohan had been instrumental in those. And now Arjun Mohan pretty much leaving Byju Raveendran in the lurch would be fairly surprising for those who understand the company and understand the DNA of the company and the proximity and the closeness that the founder Byju Raveendran and the CEO Arjun Mohan enjoyed.
All right. And once again, these are media reports at this point, so speculation indeed, and nothing is yet confirmed. Byju's has not come out on record to state that Arjun Mohan, the new CEO who came back just about 6 months ago, is leaving or not. But it does say so that Byju Raveendran is all set to come back after 4 years. He will be leading the day-to-day charge of the company. He's already been in the dogs. He's been questioned for taking too many proactive decisions, even as a founder. If he comes back, and when he comes back, is there a hope and a chance that Byju Raveendran will be able to turn around future for Byju's? Because there's lots happening right now.
My larger question, Shweta, is did he ever go? Did he ever give complete control to the CEO? So I think all this while, the idea has been that, that the board wants Byju Raveendran to step aside. The board wants Byju Raveendran to give more control to professional managers. And perhaps, and this is again just speculation right now, perhaps that is exactly the problem that Arjun Mohan also faced. Not enough control given to Arjun Mohan, not enough of a free hand given to Arjun Mohan to really control the destiny and the future of the company. And that is something which may have been one of the reasons, among obviously many others, the fact that there is a very, very bleak future for the company altogether, but perhaps the fact that not enough was vested in the hands of Arjun Mohan to be able to steer the company in a direction that he professionally felt was the most chartable growth, and Byju Raveendran not giving him that free will could have been one of the reasons for him to finally get out of the company.
We are only dealing with coulds and woulds right now. We don't know the exact reasons why Byju's new CEO Arjun Mohan is stepping aside. Remember, this is again a report by various newspapers and media outlets as of this morning. There is no confirmation from our side just as yet, but looks like the new CEO is stepping down within 6 months after gaining control at Byju's.